Yo, walk one. Tis your boy, Jidon, Legendary, and we have ourselves another Skyrim photo session here, folks. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. We have all of our crazy colored characters. It's 2 elves, a weird blue woman, and a demon. Okay, we're gonna be starting off with Ziara here, because 2 other characters need a body type change. One totes a lot of heavy armor with big weapons, so it made more sense for her to be more muscular. And then the other character, he needs to be a little chunkier because I made that character first in Soul Calibur. Okay, I used to smack people with that little red demon woman. She was a thick build, alright? She was a little thick demon causing mischief, and by mischief I mean annoying the crap out of people with the 2B build. With that being said, okay, make sure you hit that like button, and subscribe button, and notification bell. Share with your people. Join Legendary Clan, support the channel, become legendary. Check out all the links in the description. You might find some stuff you might like. I got other channels and whatnot. With that being said, like I said, 2 elves, a weird blue woman, and a demon. Let's get straight to it. This is an easy spot right here. I've been trying to, I kind of forgot about this. I was like, you know what, I should do some, what the fuck? Don't nobody give a crap about Ragnar the Red. That is why he did. I'll see if this would work though. She got a regular little casual fit on. I mean, check the fit real quick. Just a little casual fit, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. I say shoot, have her looking over the end and just chilling for real, son. Look at the, got the sweet roll. Is that a sweet roll? Boiled cream treat. That don't sound too bad, but at the same time, that sounds like something I can't eat, so. Oh, we gotta hear this, fool? Oh, nah, brother. Alright, let me turn it down a little bit. He loud as fuck for me. He shouldn't be as loud for y'all. I mean, I guess it adds to the background, I guess. Is some good old Skyrim music. Some good old Skyrim music. Alright, elf number 1. This is Ziara, for those who are new here. Okay, she is a fire mage. Pretty much like Warcraft fire mage. Only deals in fire destruction. A silverish blue-skinned elf with no eyebrows. Here's the story why she ain't got no eyebrows, alright? So when I customize my characters, I remove all hair. The reason being is if you can make a character look fantastic with hair, imagine what they'll look like once you put the hair on them. Here's the issue. I did it a little too much, and when without the eyebrows, and when I put eyebrows on her, she actually looked weird. I'm like, okay, she looked kind of weird with the eyebrows. Like, don't get me wrong, she has a very strange face, but it's a good strange. You ever see like those, like a person who's like a model and you look at their face and it's like, you have a very strange face, but it's a pleasant, strange face. So that was the idea with this character on accident. I put some eyebrows on her, I'm like, for some reason, this doesn't look right with her having eyebrows. So I took them off and boom. She kind of reminds me of a troll from Warcraft, a really pretty troll from Warcraft. Although you can make the trolls in Warcraft, fairly great looking. Not very hard to do actually. With the new models, that is, not the old school models. Old school models. that's a trial and a half. They had one smooth face back in the day, but you know, let's say you were a big time troll person. It's like all your troll characters would have the same dang face. We need some good sitting and standing poses here. She's just in a casual fit, you know what I mean? We ain't doing nothing too crazy with this character. That's gonna be up to the demon of mischief, Shioni, okay? That's where we're gonna see something a little bit more saucy with her. Like I said in the intro though. So the big elf character you're probably gonna see next, her name is Orana. Well, actually, more than likely I already posted her face in the front. I always do that when I'm telling y'all what characters I'm gonna be using for the photo set. That's the big yellow lady. She's huge, okay? She's huge. But here's the problem. I always had her more on the... Well, a lot of my characters' body types, because they're all melee, I tend to make them the body type that I personally prefer, but a mix of the body type that also makes the most sense for their build. So like this lady, because she's a mage, she's my thinnest character. She's very slim, okay? Man, hold up. So you just gonna watch this much of the video, and you not even gonna subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. You see, she got a little bitty arms. All right, she got some decent legs on her, but she's not very large. As you could very clearly tell, she's a very slim woman. She's a mage. She doesn't have to be large, right? So, she's skinny. Same with my botanist character. She's also fairly thin. A little bit of, you know, I mean, a little bit of curviness to him, but for the most part, pretty thin. She'd probably be like a ball 40 at best. Just in case people, I'm like, what the fuck is a ball 40? That's 140 pounds. it's the hood way of saying things. I'm still used to that New York way, but yeah, she'd be like 140 at best. Maybe less, depending on her height. I think she's a dark elf. I think dark elves are decently tall, so at her height, she would be pretty dang small. So most of my characters, because they're melee, I like to give them more of a half muscular, half chunkier build. But the problem with that character is because she's so dang large, probably like 6'8" if I had to take a guess, because I made her slightly taller than the regular sun elf, which is like 6'4" if I'm not mistaken. And she totes heavy armor and giant mace. There's no way she would have that much you know, thickness to her. She would definitely be more on the muscular side. If you run around fucking swinging super heavy hammers and toting heavy armor, naturally you would lose fat and you would gain muscle. So I wanted to make her body more fitting to what she does. Now, of course, that all depends on how much I like it or not, whether she looks good with it, which I doubt she wouldn't. It's a great looking character. But, you know, I want to do the test. I want to make sure, you know, that she looks proper with that body type, because that is the body type that she most likely would have. What the heck am I looking at? Mods. I ain't looking for no dang mods. I'm trying to remember what the height for the dark elf height is supposed to be. Well, the sun elves I know for a fact are the tallest. That's the Altmer. I'm looking for, I don't know what the heck the dark elves are called. That's Dunmer, ain't it? 5'9" to 5'10". But yeah, she would be decent. She'd be 5'9". So yeah, at 5'9", 140 pounds, pretty slim. So, her body type makes sense. She's a mage. She doesn't need to be strong. She doesn't need to be fucking toting heavy armor. She doesn't need a lot of body weight. She doesn't need a lot of mass. She just needs to be able to cast those abilities real well. And that is big brain stuff. You know, that all comes down to the brain. Feel what I'm saying? As for that character, she's giant. Now, I guess it depends on the person, too, because, like, you know, you could look at a strong man there. They have a good mixed body type. But that is for just... No, it's for your strongman competition. They're not doing that every single day. If you're living in an old medieval world like Skyrim, there's a good chance you're going to be using that hammer and that heavy armor fairly fucking often when you got wolves pulling up on you, vampires, bandits, crabs running out of rivers just to chase you on the sidewalks and crap. Freaking crabs. Every time I look up, I'm getting chased by a dang crab. You know, there's a lot they have to deal with here in the world of Skyrim. Our quality on that is perfection. There's a lot they got to deal with. So she would be using that hammer and that heavy armor quite often, which means naturally, like I said, you would lose fat and you would gain muscle. As where Shioni is a different case. That's just how I made her body type. That's Soul Calibur. That's a freaking online fighting game. She's a fucking little chunky demon woman who causes constant mischief and constantly griefing people. And no better build was better than 2Bs for that. People hate 2B builds. And I love 2B builds. 2B's fucking build is ridiculous. The speed and the range you have with 2B builds. For those who have never played Soul Calibur, 2B is a character on there. I'm pretty sure she's not from Soul Calibur. I think she's from her. I think she has her own game. I don't know much about the whole anime verse. This dude loud as fuck. Y'all can't hear him as much as I can, but he is really loud. I'm struggling to talk through him. But I'm pretty sure she has her own game. I think Near Automata or something like that. It's funny because I didn't find out about 2B until I started playing Gary's mod and somebody had made the mod on there. Made a mod. I'm like, I ain't never seen this little character before, but hey, this is the first anime character I've ever seen that doesn't look like that doesn't look like a fucking child's head on a woman's body. I don't really understand it. I know a lot of people not gonna like what they just heard, but hey, just take note that this is coming from someone who does not watch anime. I haven't watched anime since I was a child, so I don't know what the fuck I just might not know what the fuck I'm talking about. So don't get all upset. Although if you do, that's I guess it'll fall on deaf ears because, like I said, I don't watch anime, so it won't mean much to me. But her build on Soul Calibur, they made her as a character on Soul Calibur. Her abilities were based off of her game. And man, haste and range, that's all it fucking is. You can run up on people, punch them 1,000,000 times, which dang near always interrupts whatever they're about to do, which use that quite often. I mean, I was following the line of the character, Shioni is supposed to be a little demon woman, a succubus specifically, who loves griefing, loves to put grief all over the world, all over families, okay, and constant mischief. I'm like, this would be the perfect build for a character who's supposed to be just savagely evil, okay? Savagely evil. He has not the slightest care for anything in the world because, I mean, after all, she is a demon, so therefore, worldly things wouldn't mean much of nothing to her. Her objective is to kill, slaughter, and annoy in the worst way possible. And then when she finally annoys the person and they get mad enough to attempt to attack her, and then she murders them. Okay, that's her whole thing. Constant grief, constant mischief, and constant evil. Which is why, to no surprise, she will be the sauciest one in this whole video. Everybody else, they're gonna be somewhat normal. Like our little elf lady here. She's just an elf, okay, doing her thing in the world of Skyrim. A little mage. Just living, just a regular old Skyrim person. Then we got Arana, the big lady. Just a big elf who likes to crush stuff. Only if necessary, of course. No evil deeds from these two. And then there's the blue lady. Okay, just another person. Nobody knows what the fuck she is. She's just really blue with really orange hair. I barely know what the character is because when I had made her, she was a tester character. But I thought, I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to keep this character. It's funny too because if I wanted to, if I made her skin brown, she would definitely be another chocolate character. What the fuck was that? Come up here. God, no, the nose. I never noticed her nose. Her face long, boy, I never paid that attention, but look, you know what I mean? So, each of my characters have to have a theme. That's why we're starting off with this character, because she's always had the thinner body type. All of my mage characters are typically slim, except for one. That is Lynx, the vampire, who is she's my chunkiest character. The reason being is because she is the most powerful vampire. She has all of the human bodies that she needs. Vampires work for her. Okay, she lives in surplus. She got more gold. God, dog, this dude's singing loud as fuck. I don't want to reset my what I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to just deal with it. Hold on, you see if we can use these chairs. She got chairs behind her, but we're not using them. She has surplus. She's the most powerful being in her world. And on her save, of course, if I was to interject that with some of my other characters, they would definitely be a lot more powerful. But in her save, in her world, she is the most powerful vampire. Therefore, she does whatever she needs. She does whatever she wants. She has vampires that work for her. Some vampires hate her. Most vampires love her. No, some hate her. Some love her. Most fear her. She also totes heavy armor too, though, so she is, the mass is also necessary. That's the thing with a lot of my characters is their body types reflect what they do. So she's a heavy armored caster who is the most powerful vampire in the world. Therefore, she is the thickest, okay? Then you have my melee characters who are mostly muscular. And then some are half chunky, half muscular, and then some are mostly muscular with a little bit of thickness to them. Each character has the appropriate build for their appropriate body type for their appropriate build. So the character I first started off with the... Where's all the regular seated poses? These ain't chair poses. These is ground poses. Was that a chair pose? For a really short chair. This is because... Oh, no! Oh, man, I done messed up the fucking... Oh, shoot, dude. Can't even sit in the dang chair. Ooh, glitching around the dang chair. Here we go. Okay, can I lift her up a little bit more? A little, this, can't sit her further back than that, can we? So each character is... Why the fuck he starts singing as soon as I start talking? I'll wait for her to look up. Here we go. We'll drive out the storm cloaks. I still never did that. I forgot. They take back our home? Aren't the Stormcloaks Nords? Ain't this their home? I'm pretty sure the Imperials pulled up to this place, didn't they? I haven't done that storyline in a hot minute, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Stormcloaks are Nords. This is their land. Skyrim is Nord land. Hammerfell is Redguards. The something swamp, black swamp or black jungles or whatever the fuck. I'm saying gang names now. Fucking black pea stones, whatever it's called, the Black Marsh. Yeah, the Black Marsh. That's Argonians, right? I don't know everybody else's. I just know those three. I mean, Skyrim is Nords, Hammerfell is Redguards, Black Marsh is Argonians. And then there's one other. It's where the who's the short folks? The Bretons is where the Bretons come from. I forgot the name of it though. It's the dude Hadvar. He says it in the beginning. You're something from such and so. What are you doing here, Breton, or something like that? That's the only ones I remember. Those are the only ones I remember. Right about there. Actually, she's been smiling for a long time. Let's go ahead and put the teeth away. Put the pearly whites away. Actually, let's do about halfway. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oops. Camera's kind of hard not to see that she's looking at the camera with them gargantuan eyes. Eyes big as fuck. I had to use these eyes for her too because she's a dark elf, like I said. I'm like, how do I make her look a little different? The problem with the red eyes is if you don't use them right, it's kind of in. So for those who don't know, okay, a lot of the characters you see me using now here on Skyrim are not my oldest characters. Only a few of these characters are really old. This character, she's not old. She is a newer dark elf. My old dark elf, a lot of my old characters got scrapped. The next character I'm about to hop on, the sun elf, the giant sun elf lady, she's old. She's one of my oldest characters. I made her back in like freaking 20 something. It was a long time ago, 2017, 2015 maybe. She looking down or up? I don't know where she looks. Let me wait real quick. A lot of my old characters got scrapped. A lot of them fools, I ain't gonna lie, they were busted. There we go. So she's not looking up. A lot of my old characters were straight ugly. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with some of my older characters, man. They were not it. That's the best way I can put it, okay? I mean, these are some dang 3D characters, so it don't really matter how much I say it, but yeah, they were not it. A lot of them were quite busted. Like, okay, we need a change here. We need a big change. Only, like, 2 of my very oldest characters lasted. That is Nade, my archer character, okay? That's who y'all saw in the all chocolate episode. Okay, that was the muscular lady, who I'm gonna be changing one of my character's body types to real soon. after this, as a matter of fact. And that big elf. Every other character from that era of my characters, gone. Alright, that's it. That's a full 10, folks. Clean set, clean, simple set. Now it's time to move on to the next character. I gotta find some real good heavy armor and a big hammer. Yeah, a lot of them are gone. They were ugly. Simple as that. A lot of them were freaking hideous. We're supposed to be getting on the big yellow elf, but I put on the wrong body, so instead we're on the weird blue lady. Now this character right here, okay, the reason why she's weird and blue, very blue, as a matter of fact, while not being an elf at all, is because I was trying to test something. This was back when I was doing a Skyrim playthrough back in the day, and I was trying to test to see if I could cheat my way without it being noticeable. And long story short, no. No matter what I did, if you cheat your stats, you can't progress properly. But then I made the character. I was looking at the character. I'm like, you know what? That is a gorgeous character. I don't think I'm gonna delete her. I'm gonna figure something out that'll be good for her. And boom, staves. She's a sorceress. I had no character who made good usage of staves. Then I found a mod that made staves increase in damage with your destruction and slightly with your enchanting. I was like, boom, perfect. Now she can actually be viable. Weird blue lady with fiery orange hair. If I easily gave dark brown skin, she would easily look like a red guard. I was like, you know what? I'll just keep her blue, because why not? It's weird, it's different, and you know, it just works. Back up, because I don't. And we gotta go safety mode here. Yeah, I put on the wrong body type. I put on the old body type. Now the issue I'm going to be having, though, I've realized, is that now when I was putting this body type on, I'm like, okay, there's one slight issue we might have, and that is the waistline. The waistline on this body type is a lot higher up than the waistline on the other body type. Therefore, if I switch them, it might be noticeable. Okay, there's two different type of waistlines in life. 3. Okay, probably 3. You got people who have very wide hips, you have people who have very narrow hips, and you have people who have hips in between. Then those hips can vary on where they're located. It's either sitting high or sitting low. This body type, as you can kind of tell, kind of hard to see, but as you can kind of tell, this body type, okay, this is what you would call a high booty body type. Okay, this is where the person's bottom half and their waistline sits up. Actually, hold on, let me make her stand up. It'd be a lot easier to show if she was standing up. I'm trying to show you this on a character that's sitting down. So boom. Okay. Now you can very clearly see it. Her waistline is like here. Some people are just built that way. And if we go to the back side here, you can see it. Okay. She has what you would call a high booty. Her booty ends where her stomach, like in like the mid region of her stomach, which is a common body type amongst people who are, okay, real thicker in the bottom region, as you can very clearly see. Right? A lot of black women, a lot of Latinas typically have this body type. Right? And with the other body type is different. She has what you will call a low booty. Okay, it's like here. The waistline is very noticeably down here. Okay, about here I would say. So I don't know if it's gonna work because the waistline is very different. I'll see. I'll do some testing. I haven't done a ton of pictures with that character, but the body type is so different that it still might just not work. And that's just like that's the largest thing. That's not the other problems too. Other problems with, you know, the shoulders are completely different. This one has much broader shoulders. That's the biggest problem, is that waistline difference. It might be a little too noticeable. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Undergarments are a little bit more lacy than I thought. We're gonna have to go ahead and blur that. It was quick, but you know, if it show up, that's not good. Channel has no monetization yet. I can't let YouTube know that this is all for the purposes of photography, nothing else. Here we go. Can't get paid on this channel yet. Could've. I didn't fucking reset everything. That's a problem of the past. Right? I had to go with a perfectly contrasting color to blue, and that is green. By choosing perfectly contrasted color, I chose one of various dresses, and whichever one came through is the one I was going to use. It happened to be green and blue. I didn't actually specifically go out of my way to choose this color. It's the one that I accidentally, chose by complete random. I want the sunlight back there. I got the sunlight back there for a reason. Look at that. Beautiful. It's beautiful, man. But yeah, that's the issues I might be dealing with here. Two completely different body types. One got a high waist, the other one got a low waist. But as you can see by the arms got good shape to them because this is Aaliyah's body type, and Aaliyah is a heavy armor melee build, so naturally you'll have the muscle build for it. I'm hitting all the wrong joints. You can't run around in heavy armor swinging swords around and not become somewhat strong, okay? But because, you know what I'm saying, because that character's running around with a mace, I thought maybe because her gear's even heavier, it would probably make sense for her to be a little bit more muscular. Oh, this body is fairly muscular as well. So it wouldn't be, it's not like it's a life or death type of thing. If I keep her with this body type, it'll be perfectly fine. Here, boom. It'll be perfectly fine if she stays with this body type. This is the body type she's had most of the time, any dang case. But we'll test it after this. If it looks too different, then we'll stick with what we had. What is this character? She's short as fuck. Gotta be a Breton. I typically don't touch my character's height unless there's something I specifically, there's a specific look I'm going for. Only 2 of my characters have altered height. That is, no, 3. That is Orana to be even taller. My red guard, he's a werewolf, but I wanted him to be more imposing. I made him a bit taller, a bit bigger. Because, you know, half werewolf, obviously, you gotta have some size to him because the werewolf is quite large. And, my rogue, my Greek rogue, she is my shortest character. If I had to give her a realistic height, she'd probably be like 5'4", which isn't short, it's average. But, you know, in terms of the Skyrim world, it's pretty short. Pretty short. In terms of the world of Skyrim, short as fuck. You're dang near Hobbit status with how tall most of these fools are. Shortest is the Breton at like 5'7", which isn't short. That's above average, at least here in America. For a woman, that's above average. So that would be equal to a man who's like 5'11". That character, on the other hand, 5'4". Be equal to that of a man at like 5'9", up to 5'9", the average height here in the US. Right there, that's perfect. That's another reason why certain characters have bigger hands than the other character. You notice how big her hands are? That is because this is Aaliyah's body type. You know, strong hands. You ain't gripping no dang sword if your hands ain't strong. You ain't swinging no sword and hitting somebody. You might hurt your own wrist. That's another thing I do too, believe it or not. Only thing I really don't change is typically, honestly, just the feet. I don't touch the feet because, you know, not really my thing. You'll see that I'll like show them in certain photos, just because I do know, obviously, what some well taken care of toes might look like. It ain't really my thing, but at the same time, because I did give them great looking, I mean, little feet and all that. I understand that some people do, so I don't mind having it seen in certain photos. But then most photos, like now, don't see it at all, because that's not really my thing personally. I understand it, because some women genuinely do take very good care of their entire body. So I completely understand. Obviously, you don't have to be into it. If you see some crusty, nasty looking dogs, it's gonna be like, that's disgusting. You understand that much of it. I'm saying that's like that's an easy one to understand. There's a whole lot of little feet poses in this dang pose pack. I use them for obvious reasons. I did give my characters a great looking body types overall. Whether it is your type or not, they're gonna be clean. They're gonna be saucy. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people prefer my slimmer character. Some people prefer my chunkier character. Some people prefer my more muscular character. That's one thing you got. The whole body got to be nice. Depending on regardless of whatever the body type may be, it's all got to be clean. And let me tell you, the base Skyrim foot is not great at all. It's pretty disgusting looking. It's exactly what I was saying with the crusties. You understand the difference between some crusty toes and some non. So while it might not be my thing, I understand it. Because some crusty dogs is nasty. Just simple. Some crusty hands is nasty. Crusty face, whatever you might be slacking on. I know one thing I'd definitely be slacking on. I'm unfortunately like a lot of men out here. I definitely don't clean my face as much as I probably should. I will go through an entire shower, bath, clean my hair, even though I don't even grow my hair out. But, you gotta make sure the scalp is clean. I'll do all that. And then completely forget to clean my face. It ain't horrendous, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking covered in acne. Luckily, I don't have that issue. There's a lot of people who unfortunately suffer with real bad acne issues. I have been lucky enough to have two parents who do not have any acne issues. Therefore, it was passed down to me. Their parents ain't have no real acne. My mom's parents ain't have no real acne. So I've been given the gift of not having to deal with acne. But, rough face is still fairly noticeable. Might not have acne on it. It's not going to be as shiny and pristine as it could be. Oh, that's a full 10. But you know what? I actually like this pose better. Go with this pose. I will admit that one thing. A lot of us dudes out here, and when I do, I ain't gonna lie, it'd be hot water in a rag. I sit it on my face and didn't realize I was accidentally waterboarding myself. But I don't know. I didn't feel nothing from it, so seems like a good way to clean my face. Just to learn one day that I was waterboarding myself and didn't realize it. It's supposed to make it very hard to breathe, but honestly, it didn't make it. I didn't feel that. Put the hot water on the rag, put it on my face, and then put some water on the rag while it's on my face. And realize that was a technique. As long as it didn't get in my nose, that's all that mattered to me. I would just let it sit there. I know with waterboarding is more like it goes into your nose and mouth, but I didn't feel that much. Now, if it goes into your nose and mouth, obviously that's the part that makes sense. You're literally being drowned, but other than that, I'm like, ain't that like waterboarding? I'm like, is it? I'm pretty sure. I'm like, shoot, I'll just clean my face. The poorly face cleaning techniques of, or most men will use just raw soap. You ain't supposed to use raw soap for your face, but it's like, it works, it works. Okay, now that I'm seeing it, it's not too bad. There is a noticeable difference within the height, but it ain't too bad. This should work. And it matches her perfectly. Look at the sheer size of this lady. Alright, look at the size of this lad. Kind of hard to tell. Well, actually, it's not that hard to tell. It's pretty easy to tell that she's quite fucking huge. Just in case you can't quite tell, there you go. Alright. Nord's, I'm gonna say his head is probably like here within this helmet. Actually, where's someone with not a helmet? Sir? You can very clearly see. I forgot I was doing companion stuff on this lady. Okay, so boom, there you go. The sheer. I've never seen this body type on such a large character, so the backside is getting me. I ain't gonna lie, it's fucking ridiculous looking. But look at this, folks. Okay, just in case you ever wondered, how you getting these outfits so quickly for your characters? Okay, this mod right here, item collector. It's great. It's like an old mod that we used to have back in the day, but it stopped getting updates. Now you can see everything you need for your character right there. Now I gotta find a good set of heavy armor for her to wear and a big old hammer. Or I could just pull up to her house and find a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, there you go. So boom. I think it'll work actually. I think it'll work. It is a noticeable waistline difference, but because like I said, I haven't done too many photos on this character, it should work fine. It should be fine. Okay, I was about to find a more sophisticated position, but as you can see by the sky in the background, we're gonna stay right the fuck here. Right, look nice. Here we have the giant, okay? In the full white fit. It's fancy, simple as that. With this character, I typically do like flexing poses and stuff like that, but I don't know what number those are because I've been scrolling through for a hot minute. Most of these poses down at this point are like seated poses. It's not what I'm looking for. One issue too. Can I even scroll this back without losing that cloud formation we got going on back there? You feel what I'm saying? Right, look crazy. Like there's a bit of a lack of color here. Oh, shoot. Color isn't as strong as I want to the stormy. There we go. Much better looking. Much better looking. And boom. This character has never had this body type. She had Aaliyah's body type for the longest, so it's a little different seeing her this slim, but it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the mass is mass anyways, but if you're doing a lot of movement, which they would be doing in this world of Skyrim, but then again, that wouldn't make sense because, well, no, Aaliyah got a lot more money and riches and power than this character. I mean, I guess it doesn't make. I just usually like the character's body type to fit them. Which, if I'm being honest, this body type is great on her, but I think I'm not gonna lie, I think the chunkier body type is more fitting as a mass monster. I think the main issue is the upper region is too slim. I made this body specifically for my archer character who uses heavy armor and bows. So that this body type fit her more. Yeah, I think we might have to do a quick switch real quick, a quick swap real quick. It looks great, but it doesn't match her as much as I thought it would. Alright, back in action. Yeah, see, the thing I thought wasn't going to be an issue turned out to be an issue. The hip ratio started becoming noticeable the more I made her pose. The wider shoulders on this body was built for a character who was hard melee. Every time I would make her pose, the hips became noticeable. Because that body was built for a character who was always slim framed. That's where this body was built for a character who was heavy duty, armor toting. Oh shoot. Armor toter, okay. Started becoming more noticeable the more I would make her pose. Don't look right. I think that was what I had. This is much more fitting. Them dang calves, the big calves, she was missing the big calves. The other body's calves weren't as big on purpose. Those calves were more slim. Because that was for a character who totes heavy armor but shoots bows. But her movement is much different from someone who's toting full-on heavy armor, baby. Plus, yeah, I think I've taken too much photos of this character with the body type to switch it now. Didn't look right. Wasn't fitting. There we go. I need some... I'm looking for mostly militant poses. It's kind of hard to find this pose pack. With the nature of it all being from good old Lover's Lab. Finding militant stuff there is not exactly very easy. I need to pull up the Nexus though. I haven't found new pose packs in a hot minute. Matter of fact, let me use... One of these does have some decent... I don't know about that. Oh, that's that dang TV show. Some of these are decent though. Let me back up just in case. These paints tend to clip sometimes. One of these actually has decent weapon poses. I don't remember which one though. No, I lost the clouds. It's all snowy and crap now. What the fuck? I don't know what weather that was. Is the whole mountains just gone? I just realized that the whole everything was gone. Okay, it's still there. Never mind. Good. Started snowing a little. I don't like that. Oh, it's supposed to be a sword? Okay, yeah, she ain't got no sword on her, no. Kind of goofy. She ain't gotta be all militant though, you know. Still is a great looking character, you know what I'm saying? I had two Sun Elves back in the day, this lady and another one. I don't know where I went wrong on the other one, because this Sun Elf looked great. The other one, on the other hand, looked terrible. I don't know what the fuck, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I was thinking with all my original characters. I wish there was a really good way for y'all to see all my original characters, but there's kinda not. I deleted them all. And most pictures that existed of them, I don't think I scrapped them all, so I'm gonna see. If possible, then, you know, maybe they'll pop up. That completely depends, though. A lot of them just weren't great. There was one character that was decent. It was a redhead lady. I need to make a new redhead character. I guarantee you I can make something a lot better than that. And the crazy part is, I use mostly vanilla stuff still for customization outside of eye colors. So I really don't know where the fuck I went wrong, because there's a million combinations you could do. And somehow I chose the worst ones possible. I don't know what I was thinking, boy. Shoot. A lot of them fools were... Are these mostly seated poses? These standing poses. That might work. I don't know what was going on then, boy. Characters was not the wave, not even a little bit. That's the crazy part. The two characters that I did keep from that era of characters were like way better looking than every other character. I'm like, where was I messing up? Was I just creating crap and saying forget it? Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't have an orc. I don't have an orc character. A character with dual axes too? That'd be kind of sick. I don't have a dual wielding axe character. I have dual swords. No dual axes. No dual axes. Background color is real nice. That real pretty pink out there. It's funny too, because I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what? No, the main character I had back then, she was cool looking, but something had happened to her. I don't know what. One day I logged into the character. She looked completely and utterly different. I'm like, what the fuck happened to my character? She's like a Latina lady. Okay, she was real... That was actually the first Latin character I had ever made. If you hear a bit of background noise, that's because I got my window open. It's hot as fuck. It's real hot when you're doing this stuff. I had to open up the window, but bad time to open it because a lot of people are coming home from work. But I don't know what happened to the character, man. She was one of my coolest characters for a minute. Real gorgeous character. Log into her one time for the one time, and her face completely changed. I couldn't make her back. When I did try to make her back, she became a whole lot worse. I don't know what the fuck happened. She went from a very solid looking character to what the fuck is this, you know? Yeah, hey, I say it all the time. I can't roll with no character that look busted on purpose. Okay? I don't care if it's a male or a female character. If it's a male character, he gotta be swaggy as fuck. If it's a female character, she has to be absolutely gorgeous. What they did, whatever happened to my character at that time around, was the complete opposite. Okay? Say something about militant. Over here getting a little fucking little booty shots and crap. I'm using this pose pack, so that's gonna be pretty hard to do. I need to find something after this. Something that allowed me to do some real militant style photos for some of these characters. I mean, they're modeling, so obviously it's gonna be more on the pretty side of things, but still. It's the loudest vehicles rolling by too, and there's tons of them because they all people coming home, man. I'm hearing trucks and crap. What was that? 1982. Let's roll back to that auto mode. Number one, let's get our cloud system back. What time is it? Okay, time is not moving super fast, so that's good. Let's bring this back down to, I was about to say 85, but it's not letting me go there for some reason. This was 55. This was 40, I believe. Hold on, let's pause that real quick because we could have her holding the hammer too. Holding the hammer, you know what I mean? That right there is a real special hammer. If you don't know where that comes from, mine shoot. That's a World of Warcraft original right there, boy. Remodeled for its 4K textures. For Skyrim here. Person that makes this mod, I think his name is John Skyrim. He makes a lot of incredible looking mods. A lot of Warcraft items too. Thunder Fury, this, Bulwark of Azeroth, and a couple of other joints if I'm not mistaken. Real heaters, that's for sure. Real heaters. What was that one? 1982? 1982. Go ahead and scroll down, we'll be back because it's going to take a minute. The good thing I decided to stop the recording. Fucking loud as fuck motorcycle just drove past just as I cut the recording off. It picked up so dang hard it was dang near yellow. That pose isn't working with the hammer as much as I thought it was going. Unfortunate. Got this beautiful hammer. Gotta show the hammer a few times. Now that last pose is gonna be a great pose for Shioni. That's what that character is, alright? Deviant succubus who goes around slaughtering people. Not just men. Men are not safe from her either. She's a demon. She doesn't give a crap about any dang human. Her feelings, you know. Lures in the men's and chops their fucking heads off. Ain't that simple. I would say she's more of a torture type. After all, she was a 2B build. Playing against a 2B build who knows what they're doing is torture on Soul Calibur. I promise you that. If you never played Soul Calibur before, 2B build is torture. Okay? Fighting a really good 2B build, it may as well be torture. That's exactly why it was perfect. I'm like, boom, 2B build, so she'll be practically invincible. That was like dang near one of the only ones I could play because I don't really care for platform games. Mortal Kombat's and all that. I can't stand games like that. Soul Calibur is the only one I like because you can customize characters. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be playing that either. I mean, I don't play it. I played online just a couple of times. And By online, I mean people within my house. Because there were people who played platform gamers, and they wanted to try it. Like, I don't touch online. Ever. But she was a torturous character. 2B's build is amazing. And then how I figured that 2B's build was overpowered on online was because I had posted a picture of one of my 2B build characters. I think it was a Halloween character to Steam. It got, number one, I thought I was just messing around. You know, I was like, let me just post my little character real quick. Man, that joint got quite a bit of likes, a decent amount of likes, and then somebody left a comment, she's gorgeous or something like that, but don't people hate 2B builds? I'm like, shoot, I don't know, I don't touch online. He was like, people can't stand 2B builds. Really? I'm not gonna find out. However, you know, I found out that that guy, dude, I didn't know, I ain't know, you know what I mean? I'll just make it because you're swaggy as fuck. Boom, there we go, on to the last character. That is a full 10 right there. You can just tell how large this character is just by moving, you know? It's a big woman. On purpose. I'm like, sun elves are large, but I need a little larger. Let's move on to the last character, our last crazy colored character. A bright red fucking demon lady. Alrighty. This outfit, as you can very clearly see, is a stark difference to everything else we've used. But like I said, Shioni, alright? Succubus of mischief. But it is only natural. This is what she would be wearing. Real nice and red to really make her skin pop, you know what I mean? Real red skin, as you can very clearly see. We got a dead man. Everyone in this cave is fucking dead. Okay, they're all gone now. Pretty fancy shields. Too bad she don't use shields. This is so Shioni here is, I try to make her as similar to what she is in Soul Calibur as possible. Fast as fuck, so she is a two-handed katana build. If you could get that blade sword, the blade's two-handed sword, which is a long katana, that sword, and she uses a lot of light armor. So she's basically a two-handed light armor build. Okay, and now we got that thick body back, which is more reminiscent of what she is over on Soul Calibur. Okay, a real voluptuous little character. All right, well, about as they let you. I would say this is pretty equal. Big arms, semi-small waist, large legs. Chest is not too big, but not too small. A little bit of belly. That's about it. Calves is nice and strong, similar to what she is on Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 6. That game right there, boy, that's one of my favorite games to sit back and watch and not actually play. Most of the time when I do finally play and mess around on some Soul Caliburs to fucking watch my characters beat each other up and watch them smack around the pre-made characters, that's about it. I don't actually play that dang game. I can't stand platform fighters. I fucking hate platform fighter games. They're the worst. Because when you get stuck fighting people who can't actually play, they just sit there spamming the whole dang time. I think I told y'all the story already before, but that was when my stepbrothers, he came over for a little while and it was playing. He thought he was Mr. Super Guy. Okay, hitting his abilities and spamming like crazy, but then when you say, you definitely spamming, you're like, no, I'm not spamming. This is just the character skills. Like, okay, so this is Mortal Kombat, so you mean to tell me this character got 3 skills total? Right. Mortal Kombat, that's how Mortal Kombat works, right? Characters got 3 skills. Get the fuck out of here. No platform game, your characters only got like 3 skills. Every platform game got like 70 fucking skills you could learn, which is why when you're playing platform games, you should really only play one character, because otherwise you're gonna have to learn 70 different million abilities, okay? Everybody knows that. I don't even play platformer games and I know that. You choose one character, your best character, the character you know for a fact that you're going to be fucking tremendous at, and you choose that one. And that's all you play with. Even with my lack of knowledge of Mortal Kombat, I was decent at Baraka for a little bit, and it was definitely a lot more than 3 spells, okay? Man, spamming 3, 4, 5 spells talking about, oh, this is just how the game works. What do you think, I'm a fucking idiot or something, huh? I fooled this dang schmuck into getting on Black Ops 2, which was my realm. That man stood no fucking chance. But back in the day on Black Ops 2, your boy, okay, outside of fiending and playing that game practically every day. Oh, was I in 2012? 16. I was 16, so I was just playing fucking Black Ops 2 all dang day, right? Then I would have a selection of funny guns. I called them funny guns. They weren't like actual guns that you should be running around trying to kill people with. However, because I played the game so much, I could. I would just be sitting there, okay, running around with the most ridiculous guns known to mankind, okay, and the lighting is good. I'm trying to find the proper poses I'm looking for, but none of these are it. That ain't it. That ain't it either. Unless I blurred. Not a bad pose, but not what I was looking for. Definitely gonna have to be a bit of blur, some blur in there. You know what I mean? I used to have these goofy guns I would run around with and smack people with. Right? So this fool, okay, I don't like that because it looks like his head is like directly, you know what I mean? I don't like that. Move her up a bit. I used to run around with these goofy guns. One of the guns I used to run around with was an LMG. I would put rapid fire on it, a laser on it, and what I would do is I would just hip fire the thing. So I would hip fire with rapid fire, laser, the foregrip, the whole nine to make it a ridiculously powerful hip firing gun, which is not typically something you would do with an LMG, but it was fun. And it was the highest rate of fire LMG, so it was really easy to land bullets because the thing just fucking spit lead. You know what I'm saying? Rate of fire was like 1200, something ridiculous like that. And just in case you're not, you know, big on guns and you don't know what that means, essentially, the gun shoots fast as fuck. Okay, it's a dang laser that spits lead. Right? That's the easiest. That's the most simplistic way I can put it for you. The gun would spit fucking rounds out like it was nothing. Okay, so here I am running around with my little hip fire build, straight marking this dude. He was upset. He wasn't liking it. He was like, "You're just watching my screen." I'm like, "Man, you see these diamonds on my gun?" I had diamonds on all my guns. I played that game too dang much. I was a fucking Black Ops 2 champion. Black Ops 2 genius, okay? I had all the science behind what gun did what and how well it did it, okay? If you were getting smacked around by me on Black Ops 2, is because I played too dang much and I was really just nice like that, okay? Simple as that. I very rarely ever actually had competition. Because, you know, not a good thing. I could have been doing more work on my Warcraft channel and my gaming channels at that time, but you feel what I'm saying? It was something, okay? Actually, I was uploading a decent amount to my Warcraft channel at that point. I just didn't, you know, I just never put my voice in it, so there wasn't really much for people to gravitate toward. You're just uploading random Warcraft videos. Not really something a lot of people subscribe to. They see one video and they're like, "Oh, great, that's pretty cool." They dip out. It was like one of those type of things. But, you know, I can't with platform games, dude. Okay, hold on. I just realized there's a serious problem going on with her bottom half there. It is completely deflated. Go ahead, steer that this way. It. Right there. Perfect. That was my crap. But platform games, I do not do platform games. Okay? It's gonna be a fighting game, it's gotta be Warcraft. That's the only game I still PvP in to this day. We don't PvP in any other game anymore. Typically Call of Duty, because fucking Call of Duty is straight buns right now. No reason to play Call of Duty outside of zombies. About it. Maybe unless you're playing like an old school Call of Duty and there's still a lot of people playing and whatnot. But other than that, like playing Call of Duty just to play Call of Duty, nah, not no more. This is a really, this might be one of the darker sets I've ever done. But I did say this is Shioni. Okay, this is her theme. Got this little demon lady posing with a dead man. This is her thing though. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make it rock. It's clean though. She looked great. The lighting is great. Her red skin is really red. This dead man is really dead. Hey, I thought I pulled up to the cave just hoping for a good dark cave to do pictures in. I didn't know there was gonna be a bunch of bandits in it. You feel what I'm saying? They had to die. They had to pay the price. They pulled up on the Oni. You know what I'm saying? They had to pay the ultimate price. But yeah, platformer games. I don't do platformer games, son. Loudest for a car. Sound pretty good though. But now every time you get on platformer games, the problem is half the dang time, unless you take the time to learn a character, which, you know, considering I don't like platform games, that would be kind of odd for me to sit there and try to learn a platform game. A bit. Unless you're gonna learn that one character to the fullest, is spam city 70% of the time, man. Most of the people you getting in battles with are just spamming. Like, no, I cannot. I will not. I really can't get her up on this dang table. There we go. Not fully seated though. Be halfway off the dang thing. And because of the directions, I can't tell which way she's actually headed. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't mess with them platformers no more, boy. Too dang annoying. You know the hard part about doing pictures for this character? Because she doesn't actually have visible eyes. You don't know where she's looking. You kind of got to take a wild guess, and at that point, you don't know if she is or is not looking in the direction you need her to be looking in. But I had to keep it true to what she is on Soul Calibur. Although on Soul Calibur, if I remember, a picture will pop up. I'm pretty sure I said it somewhere earlier. Soul Calibur, her eyes were actually black on the outside and then green on the inside. But because that's not possible, that's why I put the green war mark on her face to make it somewhat similar to what she was on Soul Calibur, which was green and black eyes. Oh, right there. Just a red lady in full white. I mean, she look good. She look good. Simple as that. Oh, that's the main reason I don't mess with the platformers though, because half the time if you get whooped by somebody who actually knows what they're doing, it's like, okay, that person knew how to play. When you get whooped by a spammer and you're a noob, it's like, ugh. This person really only won because they knew the most spammable abilities, and you don't. And I don't like that. I don't like that, not one bit, okay? I'm a Warcraft guy. On Warcraft, there's no such thing as spamming until you win. You spam an ability, you're gonna most likely end up dead. Well, not most likely, you will be dead. Because there's only so much spamming you can do. Your most spammable abilities don't hit hard. They're usually just for taking control of something. When it comes to PvP, your most spammable abilities are either for building something or for a little bit of crowd control. That's it. You're not killing a dang thing spamming a crowd control ability or a build-up. If I hop on a rogue and I spam Sinister Strike for an entire fight, that fight's not going to last very long. I'm going to end up dead. Person that is fighting me was like, dang, this dude was really bad. Okay. So with them platformer joints, man, I just got stuck fighting too many spammers, especially when you mostly play against family members and that's all they do is spam. It's like, okay, I've had enough. No more of this. I'm done. Okay, it takes a lot to be good at those platformer games, I ain't gonna lie. Lots of repetitive learning and constant fucking playing. My problem is I ain't got the tediousness for that. I used that all wrong, but you know what I mean. Boom, that is a full 10, my peoples. That is it. The lovely Shioni and all my other characters. With that being said, folks, it's time for me to get up out of here because I gotta edit these videos. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, share with your people, join Legendary Clan Sports Channel, become legendary. I upload all things photography, cinematics, and well, I said that wrong. Virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. With that being said, I'm out.